Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. You know that vibe. It's Wisdom Wednesday. Check your mindset. It's twice as often as you check your phone. That's free game right there. Y'all go ahead and apply that right there. Apply that principle. Professor Melly Mel, you know that vibe once again. You know, dumb moves and keyways, essays, soul people. Got to get that out there. But anyway, usually when I do these Wisdom Wednesdays, I try to give you a story to go along with it. You know, to just make it kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Something that you probably never heard before. Or maybe you have. I don't know. You got many people out here telling stories, but I don't know what their story, you know, if they the story necessarily line up with, I don't know. I don't even want to put a spin on that, but you know what I'm saying. We're talking about Baby Crip Doctor. Let's see. Those two were brothers. Boo Boo and Yogi, brothers. Then the homie, Baby Charles, of course. Baby Charles. I can't forget about Baby Charles. Maddox. Anthony Maddox is my guy right there. Taboo. Sugar Bear was my cousin. CB, Crazy Bob. Snag. Lil Me, a.k.a. Dembo. And the homie Gabo. This is just a few of my homies, you know, that came up with me, you know, during that 72 era, you know what I mean? And there was a time, man, where this Crippin and blood thing, man, it was built on these right here, man. You win some and you lose some, but you live to fight another day. See, we didn't have all that, you know, that pistol play. And few of the reasons why people like Snag fought, he boxed at the Compton House of Champs. Used to be right there on Long Beach Boulevard between Murr and Cypress. It was called the Compton House. I think Dembo might have boxed there too. Dembo was a boxer. My homie Gabo had hands. You know, he just had natural hands. He didn't, you know what I mean? Sugar Bear, another one. But man, when I get down to just the natural side of things, my man Anthony Maddox, man, that nigga whole family knew karate. The mama, the brothers, the little brother, everybody, man. You get into it with them, man, the whole family be out there throwing karate on you, man. They be jujitsu, karate, kung fu, taekwondo. They just, you know, they just had a mixture of stuff, man. And, you know, the homie Maddox, man, him and Crip Doctor and Baby Crip, man, they was like 3 peas in the pod, man. You could never see them without those, you know, individuals being together, man. And Anthony Maddox, man, he was so cold with it, man. He just, you know, even some of the older homies tried to, you know, challenge Maddox, but they didn't know, man, that boy's skills and that karate was like far superior than most. And guys found out real quickly. You know, one night we were at a party. Well, the party was given by the homeboy Glenn, his sisters, Andrea and Merlin. And, you know, they went to Whaley, Dominguez and all that stuff. So naturally they knew a lot of people from the, you know, from the opposite side of town, or the oppositions, or the, you know, what we refer to as Damus. So back then we used to kind of attend each other's parties, you know what I mean? Because back then in Compton, you got to understand, the Latin drives, the South, over there where the South is, over there with In-Hood, Pan-Ass Boys and all that stuff, man, them used to be some of the best parties. We used to go to parties in Corner Pocket, Front Hood. We went to parties in Acacia, and a lot of time, Turtle and a lot of us, all the homies I just named, we used to walk to those parties, you know, and just, you know, go there and have a good old time. But a lot of times being at these parties, people would show up, and, you know, it'd be like a little standoffish or whatever, you know what I mean? And maybe a few people get into it and, you know, get down. But this particular night, we had the party on Tucker. So they really in our section, which Glenn and Andrea and Merlin, they stayed near Long Beach Boulevard on Tucker, which was like in between our hood and their hood. So the party was cracking, you know what I mean? So next thing you know, somebody said, putting outside. So, you know, everybody fall out, whatever. Puddin', and he got a bunch of his guys with him, you know what I mean, and they out there, we standing, we looking at each other, and so the homeboy Baby Crip, the littlest nigga with us, man, littlest nigga, man, had the heart man of a wolf. Because we all know how I feel about that wolf, that lion and tiger. Look, the lion and tiger are more powerful, but the wolf never performs in a circus. So Baby Crip, you can look at him as the wolf. So we out there, you know what I mean? They got their numbers and we got our numbers, you know what I mean? But we got some hand guys with us, because all the guys I just named, they was, serious business about them hands. And Puddin' wasn't known for no hands. He wasn't known for hands. He was known for that, he had that trigger finger. And everybody fell out. So everybody, we saying things to them. They saying stuff back to us, and Baby Crip pulled out a blue rag and was talking, stood right in front of him, Puddin', took it out and popped it in his face. So at this moment, I'm thinking, it's only cracking. For real, it's only cracking. But for whatever reason, and I'm not saying Puddin' was afraid or anything like that, but for every reason, he just looked at him, little nigga, that's all he kept saying, look nigga, he was shocked that Baby Crip did this, because Baby Crip was knee high to a duck. So I think he was just really caught off guard when it happened, you know what I mean, and so, we shouted a few more words, but this particular night, nothing happened. So, they wind up leaving. We wind up going about our business. But at the same time, we mad at Glenn's sisters for, for inviting them dudes, over there, But, wasn't nothing we can do about it, because they were the homie sisters, you know what I mean? So, that's just one time, And then we had the homie Baby Charles. Another cat, you know what I mean, was kind of different with that Crippin, man. His Crippin was like just off the chain. Baby Charles took a can of gunpowder, and we on Tucker, and he decides to write Crip in the street with the gunpowder. Write it down there, get it all down there, man. And he stand back, start throwing matches at it. Didn't work out too good. And this is not funny, man, but the homie blew himself up, man. Literally blew himself up. A few of the older homies had to tackle him, grab him, put him out, you know what I mean? And he survived the ordeal, but it was just, I'm reflecting back on these situations, on different people, how they, did things, and that was just a moment of time right there. And I was just thinking about Baby Charles, and I'm thinking about Baby Crip. Baby Crip later on went on to Alaska working on the pipeline. He caught a hot one in Alaska, and I haven't seen him since that time. Baby Charles, I haven't seen him since that time when he did that with the, and he came back, man. He was pretty, burnt up, you know what I mean? But he survived and everything, it just, and then Anthony Maddox, man, he get into it with Duck. He get into it with Duck, Rob, which was Frog, and Chili Pimp. So Anthony Maddox, man, he running around there, because we like the baby Crips, We ain't, the big homies, they just, they their first generation. So we like one generation and a half, so to speak. We ain't second, we ain't first, but we right there with the first, because we right there with the Stanley Tookie Williams and all the guys, Raymond and all the other guys that were doing that time, so just to name a few. So, but anyway, they get into it, but they don't know that Maddox is like verse and vicious with this karate. So Duck coming out of Brownies, and Maddox just ran up and did a drop kick on him and kicked him, straight in the chest, and kicked him back in the store. Rob and Chili Pimp just kind of looked at him like, what the fuck just happened? But, they didn't do nothing, you know what I mean? They realized, whatever happened between him and Duck, it was settled. They had to be settled some kind of way. So, but that was just a moment, I was just reflecting. I'm reflecting on numerous occasions where certain homies got into it with homies. But again, you got to live another day. You fought, you won, or you lost, but you lived to fight another day. And out of that became relationships. I'm talking about serious relationships, closeness, togetherness, having each other's back in certain circumstances, you know what I mean, which we don't see a lot of today, you know. Then we got the homie Sugar Bear, you know what I mean. Sugar Bear was my cousin, man, you know what I mean. One time he actually watched me, you know what I mean. I get into it with this dude, and you know what I mean, I underestimated the dude, you know what I mean. And the dude was, you know, he was kind of getting me. You know, and Sugar Bear standing up thinking like, man, why this nigga ain't helping me? But that's how we was, you know. Even though I was in this tough situation, Sugar Bear said, fight harder. And I hit the nigga with an uppercut or something, man, a haymaker, and set the nigga on his ass, you know what I mean? But it was that just what happened back in those days, you know what I mean? Where we didn't just do people wrong or just come out of character and just because we had numbers, we can just beat you up or beat you down, you know what I mean? I know all that stuff came later on, but man, we had a code of conduct with this stuff, you know? You know, Matt Thomas, you know what I mean, when he initiated the Grandies and all this stuff, man, and bought into the Compton Crips, the CC, 2 Ks with the C's and the hat on top, they, you know, he initiated a code of conduct, aka Cisco, rest in peace. You know what I mean? And I know a lot is not said about Mac, and I'm gonna do some things on Mac later on, but right now I'm focused on the Oaks Park boys. So we'll get back to Mac Thomas later on in the game. You know, not that we're gonna leave him out of anything, because he's a very vital, important part of this phenomenon known as Crip. You know, Crips don't die, they only multiply. These was some of the chants back there. Chitty chitty bang bang bang. Crips don't die, they only multiply. You know, so that's how that went, you know what I mean? But anyway, so Sugar Bear, man, you know, my cousin, man, we going to school, man, because me, Anthony Maddox, Gabo, let's see, BJ, and Big Mac, we all went to the Mingus, you know what I mean? And we some of the cats that didn't check out. No, we stood right in there. Most of the people that told you they went to the Mingus and they was Crips back in the early 70s, a lot of them didn't make it, man. They checked out because they couldn't handle that pressure, you know what I mean? And you know what pressure do? Pressure busts a pipe, man. But pressure also forged diamonds. So you're looking at a diamond right here. I went all 3 years to Whaley. I went to all 3 years to the Mingus. And I'm not going to talk about all that, what I did or didn't do, you know what I mean? That's neither here or there. You know what I mean? The fact is that even though I was there, I still was able to build a relationship with a lot of those cats, and they understood my position, but they never rat packed me. I had one-on-ones. Had plenty of those, but never like a situation where they just, you know, rough me up, dog me out because they could. Really, they could because they had the numbers, you know. So, yeah, but Taboo went there, Sugar Bear, BJ, Big Mac, you know, Snag also went there, you know what I mean? And, you know, later on, a few of the other homies checked out and went to Compton High. It was easy to go to Compton High because it was all Crip school. But my man Gabo, you know, that's my homeboy, my number one. You know, had that hand game, Yogi and Boo Boo. Now, them two right there, you ain't gonna get no better than that, man. That was a duel. That was a dynamic duel right there. That was like Batman and Robin, man. I remember Yogi came to the school, man, and just picked up a big ass, like a brick or a big ass concrete, and just hurled it at these niggas, just threw it at them, man. He was so big. Yogi was like, really in the 8th and 7th grade, man. You would think if you looked at Yogi, you would have thought he was a fucking grown man. That's just how big he was, man. It just started raining out here. It's crazy in the summertime. How about that? But anyway, so my boy Yog, man, he had him going with that, man. I know y'all probably hearing this rain, but that's okay too. But you know, I had to get this video in, talk about my loved ones. You know, my boy Taboo, my boy Sugar Bear, my boy Snag, Maddox, Crip Doctor, Baby Crip, you know, shit, Dembo, Lil Me, fast on his feet, Ali, he had that Ali shuffle in him, you know what I mean, quick with his hands. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time, Professor Melly Mill. I hope you kind of enjoyed this story. I know it's a little quick one, but you know the vibe. Professor Millie Mill, the Hood Postman. I'm out.